eyebrow pencil or pomade, whichever you prefer to use. Tweezers are optional. You're going to need 2 to 3 shades of concealer. 2 is preferred. I prefer 3. You're going to need a shade that is like 3 or 2 shades lighter than your tone. You're going to need one that is pretty much your tone, and then one that is slightly darker than your tone, or that it is your tone. So yeah, these are the products, and you're going to need setting or pressed powder. So these are the products that you need to do your eyebrows. Hi guys, it's Violet, and we're just going to go ahead and jump into this eyebrow tutorial. I am using my spoolie to brush my eyebrow hairs in place. This is just to make sure that your hairs are laid down. They're in place. Now I'm going to take some of my setting powder, and I'm going to put some of that setting powder on my eyebrows. This step is optional. I choose to do this because I have oily skin, and it helps to lay my hairs down while I outline them and fill them in. And it also helps the product to stick to the setting powder. Then I'm going to take my spoolie and brush the excess powder away that is not needed. Now I am taking my NYX brow tint, and I am just making sure that those brows are in place. This step is optional as well. This is not something that you have to do. It's just something that I prefer to do for me. Now on to outlining those eyebrows. I'm going to start at the beginning and slowly sketch a line at the bottom, and all I'm going to do is follow the shape of my natural brow. When you're doing this step, you want to have a light hand. You don't want to have a heavy hand, because you may draw a line that is too dark, and it may cause you using more product than what you need. So you're just going to lightly outline your brow. Now onto the top, you're just going to outline the top and draw that line to connect with the line on the bottom. Then I'm going to fill my brow in, and at the beginning of my eyebrow, I am going to draw lines going upward to resemble hair-like strokes, and so that my eyebrows won't have that boxy look that a lot of people's eyebrows have. This way, it gives it a more natural look. So I'm just going to fill my brow in to the way I want it to look, and just fill those hair strokes in. Onto the other brow, and I'm pretty much just going to do the same thing that I just did on the opposite side. Just remember, take your time, don't rush, and have a slow and steady hand. You don't want to have your hand too harsh and you draw a too dark of a line, or you use too much product. So just take your time and just breathe, and just slowly just fill those brows in. This is going to require something that takes a lot of practice. Some people will be able to watch this video and understand how to do the eyebrows. For some people, it's going to take lots of practice. So I'm just filling those brows in, just lightly just filling them in. And it's okay if your eyebrows look hideous on this step. That's the point of having concealer or foundation, because you're going to clean them up with the concealer. So I'm just filling those brows in. Brow check, just making sure that they are filled in. They are very much similar. Remember, your eyebrows are meant to be sisters. They're not meant to be twins. As long as you get them as close as possible to look alike, you're fine. You're on the right track. So now I'm back with my spoolie, and I'm just blending that brow pencil in. The spoolie is a necessity when doing your eyebrows. It's very essential. It helps to blend the product, and it helps to take away excess product that you don't need. And then it's just very useful. So if you don't have a spoolie, you might want to get one because it is very essential when doing your eyebrows. So I'm just doing the finishing touches. Now I'm moving on to concealer. I put the 3 shades of concealer on my hand. I'm going to take the lighter shade and put that in the arch of my brow. The reason for me taking the lighter shade, because I want my eyebrows to have that arch, the look, like I want them to look like they're arched. And I'm just going to place the lighter shade in the arch only, and then I'm going to take the middle shade and I'm going to put it on the outside, so that when I blend these colors, it'll all blend well together. So I'm just putting that concealer and just slowly clean the beginning part of my brow up. Don't want to take away too much product and don't want to add too much, especially if you're new to learning how to do your eyebrows. Remember, less is more. Do not use more product than what you know or you think you may need. Less is more. Instead of using a lot more product, you use a little bit at a time and build it up. And so I'm just going to go to the other brow and just do those steps over. Going to put the lighter shade in the arch of my brow. And then I'm going to use the middle shade to offset the lighter shade so it won't look super highlighted, or you won't be able to tell the difference. And when I fill my eyebrows in, I never begin at the beginning of my brow because I notice that I always mess up. So I always start at the arch. It gives me a little bit more room for error, and it looks a lot cleaner versus just starting at the beginning and going across. Yeah, I mess up a lot. So I'm just putting that concealer places I want it to be. Now I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm just going to tap the product into my skin. I'm not going to really do much of a swiping motion. So swiper, no swiping. I would just be tapping. If you do see me do a little swiping, it's just because I'm so used to blending. Blending is very, very important, but I strongly suggest that you tap the product into your skin. That helps to just, instead of spreading the product across in places you don't want it to be, you're just going to blend it by tapping it into your skin. Now you see how seamless that looks? If I would have did the swiping, then I would have spreaded the product in places I don't need it to be. So now that I have that brow blended, then I'm going to go to the other side and just tap, tap, tap. Tap the product into your skin. And this also helps your skin, your makeup or your concealer to look skin-like when you blend it into your skin. So I'm just going to keep tapping until I blend that completely out. So just keep blending. Now I'm going to outline the top of my brow. For this shade, this is the darker shade of the concealer. You can use foundation or concealer for the top. That is your preference. I just decided to use concealer today because I was doing just strictly an eyebrow video. So I'm just going to outline my brow. And then I'm going to blend that into my skin. Now I'm letting the concealer get a little tacky. That's why I just put it in the place I need it to be, and I'm just letting it sit. It is easier to blend, and it gives them better full coverage. It gives a better coverage when you let it sit for like a minute or two versus just putting it on and blending it. So once I'm ready to blend it out, it'll blend better and it'll give me a more full coverage. So I'm just going to blend that concealer into my skin. So just keep blending and keep tapping and just blend and tap until you have the product completely blended into your skin. And if you're wondering why I decided to use a darker shade of concealer on top, is instead of using the same shade I use on the bottom, I use the darker shade because I'm not sure if you're aware, but if I use the same shade on the top and the bottom, no matter how much I blend, it still gives your eyebrow like a halo look. And I didn't want the halo look. A lot of people, for some reason, love the halo look. I prefer to not have the halo look, so I use a darker shade on top than I would use on the bottom. And that's just to give it a more natural and seamless look. So I'm taking this spoolie and I'm just blending the product and just brushing those hairs in place. And if there's too much product in the beginning, then I'm just going to blend that out. Now the next step I would be doing is I would take setting powder or pressed powder and set that concealer. However, in this video I did not do that because I was actually making more than one video. So for the purpose of this video, just to make it short, I just took my eyebrow tint and just brushed my hairs in place. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and just do some extra blending. I blend so much with makeup, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm just making sure that I do my due diligence with my blending. So I'm just going to blend until I feel that I'm done blending. And these are the finished eyebrows. I thank you guys for tuning in. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate you guys for your love and support. Toodles, until the next video, you guys. Bye.